To the one conceived without mortal's orchestration, born at the verge of a virgin, void of human discretion, the clouds clothed with wings of majesty at his arrival, the atmosphere basking in the euphoria of his revival. This is Christ, a colossus of light that sparks with glory, a spirit rebirthing to mortal to effect an earthly ministry. For even age could not ache the assignment he execute, even mortality could not match the vacuum he substitute. The one whose words waded in the remedy it delivers, waters becoming wine from the command he mutters, infirmities bowing to the badge of the cure he wore and displayed, the insane receiving sanity from the divinity he validates, demons trembling before the table he made with words. For even the hem of his garment garnered a healing force, hell crying for distance could not halt the flow of his power. The centurion's story is central to the potency he ministers. The one who carried the cross that millions could not carry, who tasted death, but the dust could not contain his body. As from the tree he sprang forth from beneath the earth shade. This is Christ, the eternal trend, whose name can never fade. The greatest man in history, who had no servant, yet they called him master, who had no degree, yet they called him teacher, who had no medicines, yet they called him healer, who had no enemy, yet kings and kingdoms feared him, who won no military battles but conquered the world, committed no crime but was crucified, once adorned with crowns of thorns, but today he glows with crown of victory, given poison to drink, but became the rivers of living waters, whipped by chains as canes, but came out to liberate the chained, whose blood gushed out from his precious body, but that same blood became the wine we drink, who carried the cross, but we ended up carrying his presence, who was not loved by men, but commanded us to spread and preach love to men, who was holy, yet rejected, but we the unholy he accepted, who trekked miles with our burden of imperfections, but in no distance we behold his majesty, who was buried, yet he lives today. This is Christ, the one who effected an assignment that no teacher could solve and no student could attempt. This is Christ, the one who tasted death but never got to consume a meal. This is Christ, the reason for the season and the season for this reason, the Lord of the Sabbath, in whom we find our rest, from whom we get the best. So this season is not all about Christmas, but reckoning with Christ in heart. It is not all about breaking of bread and sharing of bread, but how much do we live of the Christ we are anticipating, and how much do we know of the Christ we are celebrating?